Good morning, my dear students. Let's continue the class in English first. That is active and passive voice. You have already learned last year active and passive voice. Okay, before that, in order to make an active voice into passive voice, there are certain things that must be there in a sentence. So let's analyze the structure of these two sentences. Okay. First sentence, she carries a bag. Next one, they are running. She carries a bag. They are running. Okay, let's see the structure here. Subject, verb and object. Okay, subject, she, subject, the doer of the action. The subject does the verb, carries, and the receiver of action is a bag. So the subject, object, doer and receiver should be there in a sentence in order to make it into passive voice. Okay, let's see the structure of this sentence also. They are running. They are running. Subject, here verb. There is no object. Okay, and if there is an object in a sentence or the verb is in a transitive, the verb is a transitive verb, then only you can change the sentence into passive voice. So, which is the thing that must be there in order to make into a passive voice, a transitive verb must be there. That means the verb must proceed from subject to object. There must be an object in the sentence. Only then you can change a sentence into passive voice. Okay, this is a thing that you must remember. Okay, let's see these two sentences. She carries a bag. They play football. Okay, and in order to make an active voice into passive voice, there must be subject and object. Okay, and we have learned the structure last year itself. That's why we will try to convert it. Okay, so the subject becomes in the place of object, and object becomes subject in the place when you convert into passive voice. That means the doer of the action is not active in the passive voice, but in the active voice, the doer of action is active. That's why it is called active voice and passive voice. The doer has importance in active voice, but in the passive voice, the doer has no importance at all. Sometimes we will not even mention the name at all. Okay, that's why the doer is very important. Okay, and by seeing the structure of the verb or the form of the verb, we can identify a sentence as passive or active. Okay, before converting into passive voice, you have to remember that the subject, when it becomes in the place of object, it will become objective case. Objective case we know. That means all the pronouns will have subjective case and objective case. For example, I, it has its objective case is me. Okay. And okay, we, objective case is us. You, she, her, he, him, and it will become it only. So all the pronouns will take objective case as its form when you convert into passive voice. Okay, let's see the structure. So the subject takes the position of object and object takes the position of subject. So let's analyze this sentence. She carries a bag. So object takes the place of subject. So take object here, a bag. A bag is object and subject takes the position of object. So it will take the case of objective case. So she will become her, and by will be added. By will be added in passive voice along with the subject. Okay. She carries a bag by her. That's clear. And what should be done with the verb? Okay, and in order to make an active verb into passive, what must be done? How to change the form. Okay, and all the passive voice verb form will be in the V3 forms. Okay, and there are 3 forms of verb like present form, past form, and past participle. Present form is called the base form, that is V1 form. Past is called that is a V2 form, and past participle form is called V3 form. Okay, read, read, take, took. Okay, we know the 3 forms of verbs. So always the verb will be in V3 forms. Okay, a bag, and what must be the verb? Carried. V3. Carried. Okay, a bag carried by. While converting an active voice into passive voice, helping verb is must. Helping verb. If there is already a helping verb, we should not want to take it from somewhere. Okay, so the helping verb, that will be the primary auxiliaries, and modals will be taken as helping verbs. Here there is neither primary auxiliary nor modal auxiliaries. Okay. Primary auxiliaries are not there, or modal auxiliaries are not there. Okay, and the verb stands alone. So if there is no auxiliary, that must be either simple present tense or simple past tense. If there is no auxiliary in a sentence, that must be simple present tense or simple past tense. So the thing is, you must identify the tense. She carries a bag. Okay, what's the form? Base form. Carry plus IES. Okay, what we have done in order to make a question, do or does is added. But here we should not add do or does, but the base form of primary auxiliaries will be taken. That is, or, am. Okay, is, or, are will be taken in its base form. That is, or, are. What is its past form? Was or were. Past participle or V3 is be. So we will take, since it is simple present tense, added here S or ES to the subject is she. Okay, so we will take the subject is singular, bag. So we will use is. Okay, so which are the things that must be there in the passive voice? Subject takes the position of object and object takes the position of subject. That means here object is a bag and subject is she, and we will take the objective case of the subject or the pronoun if it is a pronoun. Otherwise, if it is a name, we will use the same name here. So the first thing that we must remember is subject will be placed in the position of object and object will be placed in the position of subject. That's the first thing. Second one is you must add by along with the object or the subject. Okay, here the subject. So there must be by. The position by must be there. Third thing is there must be a helping verb in passive voice. Helping verb is must in passive voice. Okay, and always the verb will be in V3 forms. All the passive forms, all the tenses, the verb will be in V3 forms. Okay, keeping in mind all these things, let's analyze the second sentence. They play football. Okay, they play football. What's the subject here? They, doer of the action, and here receiver of the action. Okay, they play what? Football. Okay, you know how to find out object in this sentence. You ask the two questions, what or whom, and if you get the answer, there is an object. Here you see, they play football. Subject is they, verb is play, and football is object. Okay, so let's try to convert into passive voice. So object will be taking the position of subject. So what must be first? Football. Okay, football is subject. And subject will be taking the object. So by will be added here. By must be added by, and if it is a pronoun, it takes its objective case. Then what is the objective case of they, them? By them. Okay. Football by them. So now we have to identify which is the tense here. They play. Is it if it is V1, V2 or V3? Is it base form? Yes, play is base form. Base form will be used in simple present tense. Okay, so this is simple present tense, and verb will be always in V3 forms when you convert into passive voice. So what will be the V3 form of play? Played. Okay, football played by them. But if we use without a helping verb, there is no difference between passive voice and active voice. So there must be a helping verb. So since it is simple present tense, we will take is, am or are. Is it singular or plural? Football singular. Singular. Okay, so we will use is. Football is played by them. Okay, and some sentences will be given in textbooks and not in passive voice only. How can you identify it? By seeing the structure of the word. You can identify whether it is passive voice or active voice. Okay, understood? Let's convert some more sentences into passive voice. Okay, here Arun watched a new movie. Arun watched a new movie. If it is a transitive verb, then only you can convert into passive voice. And another words, if there is an object, then only you can convert into passive voice. Let's analyze it. Arun watched the new movie. Okay, this is a subject here. Arun is subject. Watched, verb. The new movie is object. Okay, subject, verb, object. So when you convert it into passive voice, object takes the position of subject. The new movie. Okay, we have written the new movie here, and subject takes the position of object, and by will be added along with it. By Arun. By Arun. The new movie by Arun. So let's see what is the, let's examine which is the tense here. Okay, V1, V2 or V3? V2 form. Is there any helping words along with it? No. So that must be simple past tense. Okay, simple past tense. And verb will be always in V3 forms. Watched. V3 form is watched. Okay. Now one more thing is must. What is that? Helping verb must be there. Helping verb. Since it is simple past tense, as I told you, we will use primary auxiliaries, and it should be in the past form. Okay. We used the base form of primary auxiliaries in simple present tense. In simple past tense, we will use the past form of primary auxiliaries. Is, am or are. Its past form is was or were. The new movie is singular, so we use here was. Okay, so the new movie was watched by Arun. Okay, let's convert this sentence into passive voice. He is writing a poem. He is writing a poem. So we'll take the object first. Here subject, verb and object. Subject, verb and object. So we'll take object first. A poem. A poem, and it will take the subject in the place of object, and in its objective case. What's the objective case of he? Him. Him. And by must be added along with it. By. A poem by him. So let's see the structure of the sentence and tense here. Is watching. What's the tense used here? Is watching. ING form is there. So it's continuous tense. Which continuous is there? That's why present continuous tense in its active form. Present continuous tense. So what we must do? Verb must be in B3 form. Writing, written. B3 form of write is written. A form written by him. There must be helping verbs. Okay, so what is the helping verb used here? Is. A form is. Since it is singular, we use the same is. Okay, and a form is written by him. If it is like this, there is no change from simple present and present continuous. There is no difference there. So something must be added in continuous tense. What is that? Being. B-E-I-N-G. Being. We will use being in all the continuous tense. That is present continuous, past continuous and future continuous. We use it. Okay. Present continuous, past tense and future continuous we use being when you convert into passive form. So here children, what is the answer here? A poem is being written by him. A poem is being written by him. Okay. We'll analyze some more sentences. Now we have analyzed simple present, simple past and present continuous. See this sentence. They were reading a book. They were reading a book. Subject is they. Were reading verb, a book, object. Subject, verb and object. So we'll take object in the position of subject. That is a book. And subject in the place of object. So I told you that the subject, if it is a pronoun, if we place it in the place of object, that will be taking the position of objective case. What is the objective case of they, them? And by will be added along with it. By them. A book by them. Okay, now let's analyze the form of verb. Verb reading. Just before we have seen is plus ing form, that is present continuous. Was or verb plus ing form, that is past continuous. But the verb in passive form will be always V3 form. So what is the V3 form of read? Read. A book read by them. There must be auxiliary. What is auxiliary used here? Verb. But you see whether it is singular or plural. A book, is it singular? Yes, that is why we will use here singular verb, that is was. A book was read by them, but if it is was read by them, this must be simple past. But in order to identify it as a past continuous, we must add being. All the continuous tense will take or use ing form along with helping verb. A book was being read by them. Okay. So this is the structure of past continuous. Let's take another example. She has met them. She has met them. Okay. What's the tense here? Has and met. Has is present perfect. So we'll take object first. They, when it comes in the position of subject, it takes subjective case, that is they. They. And she, when it comes in the position of object, takes objective case, so her. And by will be added along with it. They by her, and verb is always V3. And in perfect tenses, already the verb is in V3. So the same verb will be used in perfect tense. They met by her. And here, this auxiliary verb is compulsory. So we will use has. Has can be used No, since it is plural, it will be changed into plural. That's why we will use have. They have met by her. They have met by her. This is a form of active voice present perfect tense. But there must be some change. That is why we will take the V3 form of primary auxiliaries. Is, am or are. Its V3 form is been. Okay. They have been met by her. Okay, been will be used in another tense. What is that? Perfect continuous tense. But if it is perfect continuous tense, verb must be ing form. But here we have used V3 form only. That's why this structure is passive structure. The answer is they have been met by her. Next sentence, Krishna had visited Lakshmi. Okay, so we'll take object first, Lakshmi. Okay, and here subject will take the position of object. So Krishna. Krishna. By will be added. By Krishna. Lakshmi by Krishna. And now let's look the verb form. Had visited. What's the structure of this? That is past perfect. Had. Okay, had forms is past. That is past perfect. Anyway, the verb form in the past perfect will be V3. So we'll take the same for visited. Okay, Lakshmi. And what is the auxiliary here? Had. Had. Lakshmi had visited by Krishna. And if it is passive voice and if it is active voice, there is no change of verb forms here. That's why what must be added there as we have used in present perfect tense, been. Been will be used along with had. In all the perfect tense, been will be used with have forms. Okay, now let's look another example. He will repair the car. He will repair the car. So the car. Okay, and by him. The car by him. What is the structure of the sentence? And can you identify the tense by seeing the structure will repair? It's a tense simple future. So repair is V3 form will be used, repair. Okay. Whatever be the auxiliary there, the same auxiliary will be used here. Will repaired by him. And we will use the base form of be forms. It's be itself. Be. Simple future we will use be along with modal auxiliaries, whether it is future tenses or other sentences using modals. For example, will, shall, must, may. With all these we will use be. Okay, so the car will be repaired by him. Okay, last sentence let's see. They will have taken some sweets. Its object there, some sweets. Some sweets. Okay, and by them. Some sweets by them. Given from people. Taken, say. Modal auxiliaries will and have is there, both we will take. Will have. And what is used along with perfect tenses? Be. Some seats will have been taken by them. Okay, we have just analyzed all the tenses. What the tenses means, you cannot convert all the tenses into passive voice. For example, all the perfect continuous tense cannot be converted into passive form. A structure cannot be converted into passive form. We can convert simple present, present continuous, present perfect, simple past, past continuous, past perfect. All those 6 tenses plus simple future and future perfect. Okay, there is no passive form for any of the present, perfect continuous tenses or the future continuous tense. Okay, you have to keep in mind these. Okay, and take some sentences and do it by yourself so that you can make it. If you have any doubts, you can send to me the questions and answers so that I can correct it. Other thing is that you have to do some exercise in the text itself. Page number 110. Identify each sentence as in the active voice or passive voice. Take each sentence and find the verb, and after that identify it as passive or active. Write there, underline the verb, and above that you write passive or active. That's the first exercise. Next one is page number 113. 113. And there are also some exercise. One is identify the active and passive sentences in the passage below. And you just identify that. After that, you can put 1 or 2 there. 1 as active and 2 as passive number. And underline the verb and write there as active or passive. Don't convert into passive. As if you convert into passive words, you must do it in the notebook. Okay, otherwise there is no space. That's why. And the second exercise, fill in the blanks with appropriate passive forms of the verb given in bracket. The verb is given in bracket, also the tense is given there. Okay, so please do according to that tense. Okay, children, these things you must do, study it. This is very important. Learn it. Cannot bypass. Do the exercise. You do many exercise and make it thorough. That's only way for studying grammar. Okay, bye. Thank you.